All right, so many thanks for staying with us. You've been enjoying some local stories. We'll switch on still with the local stories, but move into the segment of business. My name is Kweku Timin. Let's get some local stories now. Commissioner at the National Development Planning Commission, Kwame Jantua, says the commission will form from the 4th of February, be meeting various MMDAs and think tanks to solicit their inputs into the Tier 4 year development plan. Now, he, however, urged the media to assist in post-implementation monitoring so Ghanaians can keep in check how the plans are being implemented.
To the technical consultations, which has got to do with MMDAs, and the ministries, which starts on the 4th of February.
So the response has been good?
Very good. Been very good. And a lot of them have said, in fact, especially the chiefs have said, we need to get political parties, you know, part and parcel of it. We need to make sure that when successive governments come, they do not topple what we're trying to do, because it's the will of the people. And it's surprising. They have said, we have tried X, we have tried Y, we have tried this, it hasn't worked. We need one that would bring everybody together. And the way NDPC have started, they think is a good way of putting everybody, making every part and parcel of it. But one thing you should remember, we haven't started drafting the plan yet.
At all?
No, we are gathering the information. Now, we are not only going to concentrate on the MMDAs and the MDAs and the ministries, we are also going to do think tanks, CSOs, professional bodies, you know, all stakeholders, so that it's an inclusive thing. So that by the time the plan comes out, everybody is part and parcel, everybody's thoughts are part and parcel of that. The people who vote the party into power should hold them responsible. This is where the media should be on the side of the people to make sure that if that political party in power is not following what is in the constitution with regards to the National Development Plan, then we hold them.
My colleague Brighton Anamfo engaging Kwame Jantua there on the National Development Plan. Let's do other stories now. And here, wood sellers at the Nkoko Timber Market are worried the increase in electricity tariff is having a toll on their business. Laborers who hitherto earn 10 Ghana cedis per day now make 5 Ghana cedis due to the effect of the tariff increases.
The Nkoko Timber Market is one of the busiest trading hubs in the eastern region. Established in 1985, the wood market employs most of the youth in the community. Workers here depend solely on electricity for their daily activity. It takes skill and dexterity for one to obtain accuracy when using equipment here to process the beams, but this cannot be achieved without enough power.
Every 2 days we are 100 Ghana.
We buy 100 cedis worth of electricity every 2 days, and this is really affecting capital for the business. 50-year-old Samuel Opon works as a laborer here in the market. He told the news team he now earns 5 cedis instead of 10 cedis due to the effect of the tariff increases on business. Traders are worried they might have to fold up their business if nothing is done about the tariff increase, since it's having a toll on them. Cost of items are high due to the increase in tariff. Customers are complaining.
Away from the wood market, let's move on into the maritime industry, where with only 3% of the world trade contributions from Africa, experts say there is an urgent need to bridge the global manufacturing and production and consumption gaps. Now, at the 10th General Assembly of the Union of African Shippers, Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Shippers Authority, Dr. Kofi Mia, advocated huge investments in the ports and ports infrastructure.
International Shipping Development Index, global trade is expected to double in the next decade. With a projected 7.3 billion world population, Africa's population will hit 2 billion within the next 10 years. This development, experts say, could require a more aggressive approach to maximize trade prospects on the continent. Described as the greatest untapped market, Africa currently contributes only 3% to world trade. This requires an urgent strategy to become competitive globally. At the launch of the 10th Annual General Assembly of the Union of African Shippers Council in Accra, members are deliberating on ways to increase trade potentials on the continent. Issues, including tariff and non-tariff barriers to trade, concern over logistics chain security, low levels infrastructure development to trade, are being examined at the 3-day meeting.
In the coming years, a number of emerging issues will take center stage in the rapidly changing dynamics of the maritime trade and transport industry. The new paradigm and the attending dynamics would require huge investments in ports and port infrastructure. The need for ecological balance will more and more engage our attention, and there will thus be the need for global regulation to provide direction and decency. And so would be the quest for increased trade facilitation.
Deputy Minister of Trade and Industry Ibrahim Muntala Mohammed says plans are underway to implement the ECOWAS common external tariffs.
Intra-African trade currently stands at 12% of global trade, compared to 60% for Europe, 40% for North America, and 30% for the Asian region. The proposed Continental Free Trade Area, the CFTA, by the African Union to boost intra-African trade by about 30% would go a long way to generate employment, reduce poverty, and attract foreign direct investment.
Minister of State Akwesi Oponfosu reiterated government's determination to develop mechanisms and structures to protect and promote the interests of shippers.
It is within the spirit of these new objectives that the African Union adopted in 2013 the Africa Integrated Maritime Strategy 2050. The strategy is geared towards fostering an increased wealth creation from Africa's oceans and seas and the realization of a sustainable, thriving blue economy.
Established to promote the interests of shippers on the continent 39 years ago, the Union of African Shippers Council has 18 members from West and Central Africa.
All right, so many thanks for staying with us on the business segment.